Nobody wants to find themselves in the fence here as we are underway. Bensy and Holt with a getaway. Froman trying to squeeze the 28 of Mike Berry as Schlosser and Pluff battle for a spot in the top 5 behind him. Schlosser way up the track. Crampton pushes Pluff through, and Crampton going to get clear now as well.
Really doesn't give Engrave any room at all. Pushes Engrave down into the grass, and Engrave's not able to hang on to it. He gets loose and chases that truck up the racetrack right into the 404. We'll turn it around and give you one more look at it. Johnson is going to get piled into here, who was looking to make a move here on Mike Berry.
Sanders looking to regain the lead for the first time since the white flag lap at Daytona Road Course last week. And he is clear.
Wow. Oh, wow. Nearly contact there between Gainey and Faulkner. That could have been real bad. About 4 trucks would have been right behind him in the splash zone. One of them would have been Caleb Bensy as we are looking 3 wide.
Oh, Matt Johnson into the wall. Hunter Engrave into the grass. Bensy's right here at the wrong time.
Very hairy situation. Faulkner's going to try to cover the bottom. I don't think he's clear.
Faulkner at the track. That's going to be trouble. Caution is out. Faulkner up the track just that much. And the contact with Matt Johnson, and we're under caution for the second time.
We'll have to see how it works out here for Pluff now.
Oh, we got trouble. Cameron Faulkner and Cody Claiborne. Boy, that 7 is having a rough go with things all of a sudden. Caution is back out.
Here's the replay. Faulkner running this outside line. Claiborne gets into him, pushes him right up into the wall. Romo was starting to get there underneath the 31, but wasn't quite there. They won't have a lot of room to work with when that happens.
Kevin Sanders wants the oval win. TJ Crampton wants to cut into the deficit. But Caleb Bensy wants to get back to the lead of this race and extend his points lead. We're back underway. Lap number 98. Good start for Sanders. Crampton right back to Berry. Pluff, Schlosser, Engrave, and now the 29 of Caleb Bensy back to 7th on the opening lap here. Back 2 spots.
They're going to get underneath you, make him move you. And there you see Crampton. He enters a little bit higher and allows Bensy to get underneath. Now, Crampton does have a run, but Bensy also with the run, nearly contact.
Wow.
Crampton's chasing it all the way down.
Contact. Crampton does not want Bensy to go through.
Bensy, huge run
here. There we go. Getting it into 3 here is going to be big. Oh, track the touch! Crampton still trying to save it, and he will. An incredible save. I'm not sure TJ is going to appreciate that. I'm not sure it was nefarious. They were both going for the same real estate there. Oh, and a bump there. Bensy going to go up the track. I think he's going to hold on to it, though. Wow. Something tells me
Crampton here.
We're not done here. Bensy leaves the bottom open. Crampton underneath. Side by side for second. Crampton sticking it right to the white line here. Sanders to the line, white flag.
Bensy does a great job of not letting Crampton get clear, but I don't think he's going to have much of a choice down here in the turns 1 and 2. Maybe he's going to go for the crossover.
Rolls out of it way early, looking for a big run. I think Crampton may have him.
Yeah, I think Bensey just slowed down a little bit too early there.
As the points leaders continue to battle away in turns 3 and 4, it is a long-awaited oval victory for Gavin Sanders, and it comes here at Texas Motor Speedway. TJ Crampton holds off Caleb Bensey for second in a spirited battle amongst the points leaders. Tonight is Gavin Sanders' night here at Texas Motor Speedway. Career victory number 2, his first of the season. Burn him down, partner. You're in No Limits, Texas.
After some short track bumping and banging last week on the 1.5 miles, it's time for some actual short track bumping and banging. This time it comes in the form of 200 kilometers, 199 laps around North Wilkesboro. The Speedway Revival plays host to the halfway mark of season number 2 of Truck 200, the West Winston-Salem 200K. And it's all right here on your host for some good old-fashioned truckin' Turn 200. Howdy, folks. My name is Tommy Cook. The GOAT, Matt Williamson, will be with us here momentarily. As 199 laps around North Wilkesboro, they're going to click off quickly, assuming we get green flag laps in. You never know how these short track races are going to play out. One thing we do know how it's playing out is the points battle heading into the halfway mark of the season. 5 rounds complete, 7 to go, including tonight. And Caleb Bensey has the lead, and it looks like a big lead, but TJ Crampton did his best to work into that margin last week. Every little bit is going to help here down the stretch. TJ Crampton gained 14 points on Caleb Bensey, which again, it doesn't seem like a lot, but if he can keep eking his way into the points lead here, we'll have a fight on our hands in just a few races. Hunter Engrave had a decent week last week. He hangs in third. Mike Berry moved up 2 spots, and race winner Gavin Sanders, after missing the first 2 races this season, he is now in the top 5 in points. He has yet to finish outside the top 5 in his 3 starts this season. He went up 7 positions after finally getting that first career oval win. A couple of big movers through the field on this graphic, and outside of the graphic, Tyler Pluff gained 7 positions to move himself into the top 20 in points. Short track racing is right around the turn here. 199 laps or more, potentially, around North Wilkesboro. When we return to coverage of Truck 200 right here on Turn 200.
A blind night that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
The ASRL Southern Shores Realty Sports Car Championship, live Wednesday from virtual Red Bull Ring, only on Turn 200.
And now, our feature presentation. Welcome to Southeast Wilkesboro. It's the West Winston-Salem 200K here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, and a lot of directions being thrown around there. Just know we're going in a circle tonight, so directions are meaningless as long as you're turning left. Matt Williamson,
This is a track that we've had some stellar races at. Here's hoping for one more.
Yeah, most certainly. That's what I was going to bring up, that we come here to North Wilkesboro, where in the trucks we have had numerous races here on the channel that have all been just extremely, extremely good. The trucks race really well here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, and we are looking for another good one here tonight. We have some familiar names up front here in qualifying, and a couple that we don't always have, so it's a good mix here.
Only one driver out on track timing right now. It's Jeff Oakes. I think he hit the wall on his opening lap. Either that or he was coming to green when I caught him. There is a 19.329. It's good enough for 19th. I don't think he's going to improve with that slide. But momentum is on Jeff Oakes' side tonight. He's coming off of his best career finish last week at Texas. Nearly worked his way into the top 5 at the end of it. To the checkers, yes, much slower on lap number 2. 19th quick for Jeff Oakes. He has some work to do. Field tonight is 26 drivers. Want to give a shout out to Ryan Dye, who had every intention of being here tonight, but had a personal matter come up late. So sending positive energy to Ryan Dye here tonight. Matt, give us the lay of the land here. It's 0.625 miles and 4 turns. This track is wild. What are we expecting here tonight? What's the weather looking like here in North Carolina?
Yeah, well, we were looking. The track temperature has been decreasing, actually. I know that we're looking here 123 degrees right now, but it was over 130. I believe it was 131 or 132 a little bit earlier on in practice. So a little bit better conditions than earlier on in practice for the drivers. They are hoping, anyways, that it's going to decrease, but it may stay where it's at, and that's going to be pretty slippery conditions here at North Wilkesboro for sure. We have 199 laps here tonight, 100% fuel capacity, so that fuel window is almost 150 laps. But what I'm guessing is we are probably going to have a 2-stop race for tires. There's 3 extra tire sets here. I would guess that we are probably going to start pitting around lap 65 or 70 and do that twice probably, depending on where the cautions fall, if we have some.
30 seconds left to go. It's a big week here on Turn 200. Thank you to everybody who joined us yesterday for our first ever official broadcast with the top split strength of field race for the Porsche Mission R Challenge. And Wednesday night is the next time we'll be in action after tonight. It is the debut of the ASRL Southern Shores Realty Sports Car Championship. So a lot of exciting stuff going on here on the channel this week. Appreciate everybody who spends their evenings with us here on Turn 200. Clock has expired on qualifying, and with his first career pole, he's grabbed his pole for the first time. Brantley Gainey is going to lead the field to green. He's had some great qualifying efforts of late. See what he can do up front here at North Wilkesboro. Caleb Ense, then the points leader, third-place finisher last week, is yet to finish off the podium. He starts on the outside pole. Row number 2 is Hunter Engrave, third in the points, third in the starting grid. Steve Roman, no stranger to getting it done here on the short tracks, will start to his outside. Matt Schlosser and Jeff Smith on row number 3. Paul Ellison and Mike Berry on row number 4. Roland Holtz and Zachary Flounbin. Round out your top 10 starters. Dakota DeMade back in 11. Jay Salmons, who's outside, starting 12th. JJ Wang in 13th. Luke Peterson in 14th. Cody Claiborne and Garrett Rainey then on row number 8. Daryl Klotz and Kyle Zittel on row number 9. And Jeff Oakes and Pascal Samar round out your top 20. Josh Kreider is back in the field here tonight for the first time since Nashville Super Speedway. He starts in 21st. Dave Payton, who was outside in 22nd. Debut here tonight for David Guimond in 23rd. Then it is Nathan Reynolds, 24th. Dan Miglin and Troy Thomas, 25th and 26th.
Quite a few drivers here starting in North Wilkesboro. There are some familiar names from the Venom Truck Series that we've seen have really good runs here. We'll probably talk about that as the night rolls along. But the Truck 200 drivers, no slouches themselves. Probably not as much experience here at North Wilkesboro, but formidable opponents nonetheless.
We've had 2 races here at North Wilkesboro on the channel. They both been with the Venom Truck Series. Neither of those drivers who were victorious here are in the field tonight. Of course, John Kay and Andy Poliski, both elsewhere here tonight. I want to say hello if they happen to be watching, or will stop by and watch the VOD a little bit later. So we will crown a new winner here on Turn 200, and it's our first, I think, true blue short track in series history. 6 1/4 tenths of a mile, I guess? I don't know. We're underway at North Wilkesboro. Good start for Gainey out front. Engrave and Bensey side by side, 3 wide further back in the pack. Oh, JJ Wang is off the track and around. I think he's going to keep it going. We're going to stay green.
Tons of action here to watch on the restarts. Jeff Smith is going to clear Steve Froman, Matt Schlosser, and Mike Berry side by side here going into 3. Berry on the 28 on the outside. Gets a little loose there on entry, but a good drive off. Ellison loose on the exit.
Top 3 pulling away. Battle for 4th. Jeff Smith has the spot. Steve Froman is pulling up. Side by side battle and looking a little wiggly here throughout the field.
Schlosser, big wiggle there on the exit of turn 4. A lot of drivers having trouble there.
And again, one set of corners here is uphill. The other set is downhill. It is a weird little track.
Roman able to get the inside position off of turn 2 and completes the pass through turns 3 and 4. Roman back up to 4th here. Now here comes Mike Berry looking to get underneath the 96 of Jeff Smith. Smith, of course, a real-life race car driver on short track, so probably feels pretty comfortable here.
Just the shortest track we've been to up until this point was Iowa, which is a borderline intermediate, but I guess technically a short track. He was running very well there until he got taken out by a lap car. So you would expect him to have an advantage here at North Wilkesboro.
Able to complete the pass on Smith there. Good battle between those two. Ellison and Schlosser, along with Roland Holt, are going to battle.
Whoa! Somebody just got mega loose behind them. I think it might have been Jay Salmon. An incredible work to save that. That had inside wall written all over it.
Yeah, Salmon just dropped 4 spots there off of that incident. Caitlin McLaughlin in the chat.
Just about to say. It kind of is a go-kart track.
That's what it feels like when you're out there.
I don't think Brantley's complaining at this point in time. He's leading. He's led them all thus far.
Not at all. He's been good at this track in both of the Venom Truck Series races as well. So I'm sure that this is probably one he had circled in the Truck 200 season.
And this is one that I had circled to see how Caleb Bensey was going to fare. And so far, he is doing really well here at the short track.
Ellison underneath of Jeff Smith again. This is to get Ellison to 6th. Dives it deep here into turn 1. Some contact there between him and the 96.
Pascal Samar just had a problem down the front straightaway. Got to keep it rolling. We'll stay green. Unfortunately, go ahead.
I know we're only 12 laps into this thing, but shout out to our drivers. You mentioned it. We've never been to a track this short, or really nothing of the sort. And really great job here on the initial start of the race to keep it clean.
We did have that one incident with JJ Wang and Cody Claiborne on the opening lap. I'm not too sure JJ wasn't on the inside of 3 wide out of the turn. Problem down the front straightaway. Dan Miglin and Jay Salmon got together. Miglin got up into the wall really hard but never came to a stop. Again, we don't like to throw cautions unless there are 2 cars that are around or 1 car that is parked in the middle of the track. So that's why some of these incidents haven't resulted in cautions to this point.
Yeah, we saw the big right side damage. Oh, Ellison gets into the back of Barry. Barry had to hang on to that one. The rear of the truck got real loose off the contact. And
Pascal Smart picked up a meatball flag. He's got it cleared. Go right ahead.
As Ellison's trying to make this pass, I want to go kickbot cam here early on in the race just so the folks can see what it's like to be out here on the short track. Have to do a great job of rolling the corners here. Ellison gets right down to the curve. You can see there's a pretty good sized curve there on the inside of the turn. Oh wow, sends it deep here into 1. That curve's hard there for 3 and 4, by the way. Turns 1 and 2 don't have that curving.
It's just so hard. It's downhill braking into 1 and 2 and uphill braking into 3 and 4. You got to drive 2 completely different corners, or sets of turns rather. Brantley gaining, leading by a couple of truck lengths here, coming to lap 19 already.
Front 3 have broken away big time, by the way. The gap from Engrave to Vroman is almost 2 seconds now.
Oh, Gainey! Oh, no, that was not Gainey. That was the truck in front of Gainey. Oh, my apologies. They're both orange. It scared me. I am not too sure that isn't J.J. Wang. Got right up into the wall.
Gainey still leads it out front. Caleb Bensi in second. Hunter Engrave following along there in third as well.
That was actually David Guiman, but my apologies. The orange truck that hit the wall right in front of the leaders. But he pulls back into line here. Steve Roman started the lap just marginally quicker than the top 3 here, so he might be finding a route up to make a challenge for a podium spot here.
Garrett Rainey's around. And Rainey's backwards here on the front stretch. Caution's going to be thrown.
Yeah, that's a precarious spot. So that'll be the first caution of the evening. And Garrett Rainey has decided to indulge me by putting the New York Jets on the truck. I'm not sure indulge me as much as just punish me for existing, but we'll see how this one gets started here.
Yeah, and I had just switched to that camera because I saw the big cluster of trucks getting together, and it was getting pretty hairy back there. Let's go back and take a look at it. This is through turns 3 and 4. Rainey's on the outside here in the 13. Number 5 on the inside, this is Jeff Oakes. As we roll through the corner here, Oakes is going to get a great run, and Rainey just gets loose here off the corner. We've seen so many trucks get loose like that, and it's the 0-2 that kind of comes up the track and gets into him. The 0-2 is Zach Flaum. Go ahead and back it up. I want to see maybe a little in-car camera here from Zach Flaum and see exactly what happens here. Flaum was trying to fight to the inside of Jeff Oakes, so he kind of loses the position, tries to roll the corners here. Yeah, and I think he just expected Rainey to get a much better drive off the corner, and he just doesn't. He spun the tires, got loose. Flaum just gets right into him. So that brings the first caution out here. Not many trucks down pit road.
Only 2, in fact. Zachary Flom and Dakota DeMade. We had contact under caution. It was not intentional, but it was rather hard. Josh Kreider hit Kyle Zittel square on the tailgate.
Looks like Troy Thomas and Jay Salmon may have been in the pits here as well.
Yes, they were the lap before. So the lap the caution came out, they all went down pit road. Flam and DeMade went down as well. You're right.
Of course, there's probably a couple of trucks there trying to get some minimal damage fixed.
Yes, certainly. This is
hopefully running optimally.
This is a helpful reset for David Guimond, who, first of all, I think I'm pronouncing his last name incorrectly. So, David, correct me after the race if you would. But he had just gone a lap down, so he gets back on the lead lap. Pascal Simard is now 3 laps down, but at least can get in position with the rest of the field here. Pace truck is off, and Brantley Gainey is back to it. Oh, Bensi covers off Engrave there. Engrave now has Vroman to his outside.
Yeah, Engrave thought about trying to shoot the gap to the outside, but Vroman in the 0-0 was there.
Field bunching up here, trying to get sorted out through 3 and 4. Oh, Jeff Smith up the track, nearly makes contact with the truck to his outside. Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, a bunch of drivers all here together. These are tight quarters on the restarts. Jeff Oakes all over the back. I think there's some contact there with Jeff Smith. I think couldn't quite tell.
Oh! Somebody, I think that's Kyle Zittel. Oh, we got problems. Rainey, Zittel, Klotz, Wang, all get together down the backstretch, and the caution is out for the second time. The first one I saw go around was Zittel. I'm not sure if what happened after that was in reaction to or what.
A bunch of trucks had gotten stacked up there. It really happened coming out of turn 4. Go ahead and replay. Oh, and there's some contact here between Jeff Oakes and Jeff Smith as well. And then Zittel just goes around all by himself, actually.
Ah.
Let's back it up here a little bit. Big stack up in front of Zittel. Excuse me, that's not Jeff Oakes that I've been mentioning. I don't know who that number 5 truck is.
Yeah, that's Jeff Oakes.
No, there's another 5
it's
truck.
Josh Kreider then.
Okay, so it's Josh Kreider that I've been mentioning. Apologies to Jeff Oakes. So it's Kreider and Smith that get together here. And I'm not sure where the rest of the contact happens because they actually kept it pretty clean through there.
It happens. Somehow Rainey, Klotz, and Wang get together. Well behind.
Klotz is already around. Apologies. This is a bit to sort out. Oh, yeah. The 3 of them were just 3 wide off the corner. And they just got together. Really had nothing to do with Kyle Zittel.
Unfortunate timing, 3 separate incidents at the same time. So Brantley Gainey leads Garrett Rainey and Kyle Zittel onto pit road. They're the only 3 to hit pit road. So Gainey gives up the lead. Interesting call here on lap 34.
Yeah, certainly an interesting call. I don't know. Maybe Gainey felt like others would follow in if he went in. I mean, 30, at that point it was 31 laps on the tires with some caution laps in there. So here at a short track, that's not a lot of laps, but maybe feeling like this can give him an advantage going into the second half of the race probably. That's certainly a play for the long run, not the short-term call.
I have full confidence in Gainey as a driver. The thing I'm worried about is him being back in the field behind everybody here. It's short track racing, and we all know what's afoot here. Caleb NC back to it now. He takes over the lead under green.
Roman and Ellison right back to it here as well. Schlosser there on the outside. Cody Claiborne started to work his way up here. Claiborne's outside of Mike Berry right now.
Oh, Luke Peterson gets tagged. Caution is out.
Wow, and we're still trying to get checked up here.
I think that was Dan Miglin. I think sent it a little bit further into the braking zone than he wanted to. Peterson run in the middle, and big contact from the 8. Don't know how bad Oaks and Peterson are going to get tore up here.
Yeah, and you mentioned it already. Miglin in the 8. He just sends it pretty hard into the corner here. Gets into the right rear of the 89 of Peterson. Turns Peterson sideways, and then Oaks is going to get collected. Oaks does a good job of trying to slow down as much as possible. Pretty minimal contact between those two. Really not much contact at all, really. They both just kind of slide to a stop together almost. So, yeah, I mean, it'll hurt the tires big time here for Peterson, but not a whole lot of actual damage to the truck. So that is third caution of the night. Saw some green flag laps early, and the drivers have now gotten a little antsy.
Just made a call. It's be a new addition to the rule book, I suppose, for short tracks. Since Peterson was not a lap down and was put behind the pace truck, I went ahead and waved him around because he wanted to pit. So anybody that gets trapped a lap down that was not originally a lap down and didn't elect to pit to begin with, if that makes sense, should get a wave around. I'm sure that probably won't be the last time. Because if he didn't want to pit, he would have just taken the wave around with the 1 to green.
All right, so Caleb Bency out front here. Sounds like he might be trying to save a little fuel.
Okay.
We're going to double up here, and we will be green the next time around. Almost a quarter of the way through this one. Still a long ways to go.
And it's a caution breeds caution sort of thing. Hoping we can curb that at some point. League record is 6 cautions in a race. We're already halfway there, and we're not halfway.
Another great restart for Bency. Engrave right in here to follow. Ellison a much better start on this one. Froman and Schlosser are battling now.
Also with a couple of blinks there running in third, at least on my end. Roman is cleared down. They're battling hard behind him.
Wow. Mike Berry, big couple of wiggles there out of turn 2.
That's Barry on the outside of Schlosser. Schlosser will slide up. Jeff Smith racing hard behind them.
Behind them, we're looking 3 wide for just a second. Jeff Smith, Josh Kreider battling here really hard. Cody Claiborne right behind them, and then here comes Dan Miglin. Miglin has to give a little bump to Claiborne there in front.
Oh, contact between Pascal Simard and Luke Peterson.
We haven't really mentioned Nathan Reynolds much here tonight.
No.
He started in the back of the field. Obviously has been very good here in the Benham Truck Series races we've broadcasted here at North Wilkesboro, but he's just been buried in this pack and just can't find a way around. They're 2x2 for 2 or 3 rows in front of him, and there's just really nowhere to go. He's tried the third line a couple times, but just hasn't really been able to make anything work up to this point.
Three wide. There's barely room for 2 wide here.
Yeah, you can kind of make it work for a second, but somebody's going to end up having to pack out probably.
Oh, man. Brantley Gainey working his way through the field. They're making contact all around him.
Gainey's right behind this group that Reynolds is involved in. He's got a few trucks behind him as well. Of course, Gainey on much fresher tires here, as well as Rainey, who's in front of him on the outside in the 13. Rainey, of course, caught up in an incident a little bit earlier. Whoa, Claiborne super loose there. Big save there for the 331, but he's looking to get swallowed up, or trying to anyways, by Garrett Rainey as they work their way through lap traffic.
Here comes the choose cone. A couple of drivers are looking uneasy.
Yeah, tough conditions for the drivers. Slipping and sliding a lot here at North Wilkesboro as Roland Holt makes a pass on Jeff Smith. It was clear just a second ago. Smith fighting back. Holt still able to clear there out of 2. And here comes Nathan Reynolds in the 51. He's gotten into the top 10. Trying to get himself in a good position when the green flag pit stops start.
If we make it that far, Kreider and Rainey battling hard here side by side. Garrett Rainey also in the mix. As Vroman and Elson going at it for third as well.
Wow, yeah,
battling all through the field.
Super close quarters, a little contact there between Rainey and Kreider. Gainey right here trying to take advantage of it when it happens. Big battle here for third. There's 4 trucks involved. Same trucks that have been around this position pretty much all night. Ellison Vroman, Mike Berry, and Max Schloss are all here.
Oaks, Klotz, and Miglin all made contact with one another.
Vroman, good run here. Able to get a nose out in front of Ellison.
Oh! Trouble. Daryl Klotz has gone around, is parked in an awkward position there. Caution is out. Not going to make it to green flag pit stops. There are a couple of drivers coming. Wasn't sure. Better to err on the side of caution. Unfortunately, that is our 4th caution. And maybe a much-needed one here for the leaders.
Yep, well, let's rewind it here. Klotz is into turn 3. He's got Luke Peterson right behind him. Klotz just doesn't roll the corner very well, and Peterson does. So Peterson's going to get into the back of the 14. Peterson slows down to try to give him some room to save this truck. But it just doesn't happen. Klotz ends up going around.
And Klotz had just made contact with his teammate Jeff Oakes, as well as Dan Miglin the lap before this. So still trying to get back in the groove.
And now a lot of trucks down pit road.
I would imagine pretty much everybody on the lead lap that has not pit already just was on pit road. So Garrett Rainey, Brantley Gainey, Kyle Zittel, and Dan Miglin have all stayed out. I do believe Hunter Engrave beat Caleb Bensie off of pit road. So Engrave in 5th, Bensie in 6th.
Big shakeup here. Makes that move from Gainey look real smart right about now. Gainey came into pit on lap 31, so he's got about 30 laps of 30 laps on that set of tires. It'll be interesting to see what kind of fall off there is here.
Unfortunately, with several drivers staying out, it means that Luke Peterson is not going to get the wave around like he was hoping. The good news is, temporarily at least, he'll be in position for the free pass, should we get a quick yellow that he is not involved in. It is our broadcasting nightmare on the front row, Rainey and Gainey.
You slipped up once already. We'll see if
Yep.
you can do it again.
I sure did.
Not the first nor the last.
Certainly not. Zittel and Miglin on row 2, then Engrave and Bensie have swapped positions. Engrave is in 5th on the freshest tires. Bensie to his outside in 6th. Pace truck is off. We're back underway.
Not the best start for Rainey on the bottom. A good one for Gainey on the outside. Oh, and we are 3 wide already. Oh, Miglin up into the wall.
Oh, Vroman down the track with contact from Ellison. Hangs onto it, but now he's on the bottom of 3 wide. Oh,
wow.
boy. Oh, no. Caution. Number 5. They're racking up. That was Reynolds and Wang on the outside of Steve Vroman here.
Yeah, and Vroman's going to end up getting the worst of it. We'll have to back it up. You mentioned that he had problems earlier. So this is out of turn 2. As Miglin gets into the wall, Ellison tries to stay a lane down. Vroman was just expecting Ellison to go up to the top line. Doesn't happen because of Miglin getting into the wall. So Vroman is slow here into turn 3. And he's going to be 3 wide here with Reynolds and Holt for a second. Claiborne's also there. And then Roman just can't get a great angle at the exit. Reynolds is trying to get as much speed as possible off the corner. Contact between them, and then J.J. Wang gets into the back of Roman after Roman loses the speed. And Roman goes head first into the inside wall. Probably some pretty good damage there. That's just a straight up concrete wall here at North Wilkesboro.
Yep, this is technically a 1987 scan of the track, which isn't possible, but they've done their best to make it retro. The safer barrier had yet to be invented by about 2 decades or so.
So that'll be 5th caution. You mentioned it, racking them up now. Will certainly be a record caution race for Truck 200.
Unless it stops here on lap 70 of 199 at a short track. It certainly will at least tie the record tonight.
Yeah, we have a long ways to go here still.
Yes, we do. And nobody's really had to burn. Well, a couple of folks, I almost had a faster pair. Of course, we don't have those. One driver's had a meatball flag, Pascal Samard, but he's still going. So we haven't lost anybody this race.
Now, I think Kyle Zittel, he came into the pits this last time. I want to say that was his 2nd set of tires. I'm not 100% certain on that.
He has been in twice, so it's just a question of whether or not he took tires both times.
I know he had incident earlier, so not sure if the first time was just for damage fixing or if he also took tires there. So that'll be something to watch if cautions continue. If we go green here, he'll be fine to run some laps and then maybe green flag pit with everybody else. He just won't have an extra set of tires if there's a caution late.
So at the time of the caution, Brantley Gainey was leading Garrett Rainey. So that puts the 22 back in control of the field. The pole sitters back out front. We're back underway.
Oh, and Rainey disappeared there on the start. And Engrave was, when Rainey came back, Engrave was inside of the 13.
Oh, boy.
The 13 losing speed here. They're 3 wide there with Schlosser and Barry.
Barry rolls out of it on the bottom, tries to give these two space. Schlosser still in the middle. Oh, man.
Rainey stuck on the top. It looked like maybe some net code contact there between Schlosser and the 13. Now here comes Roland Holt to put it in the middle. Contact with Claiborne. Oh, no.
Yeah, this is going to be a big one. Series record tying 6th caution. And again, nobody I don't think is going to take too much damage from this, but a lot of trucks involved. Holt, Claiborne, Reynolds, Smith, Zittel, Salmon, Minklin, Kreider, Klotz, Peterson, and Oaks all got a piece of that.
Yep, let's go ahead and rack up the replay here. Holt in the middle, Rainey on the outside, Claiborne on the bottom. And Claiborne off the corner gets up into Holt, cuts him loose, and he comes right up the track into Reynolds, who then puts Jeff Smith in the wall. And contact between Kreider and Wang trying to get checked up for this one. Mostly everybody able to sneak through. Kreider might get another little tap there from the back end of the 51. Oh, and Kyle Zittel, who we just mentioned, was off sequence with everybody else. He's involved here. Pascal Samard gets into him as Zittel comes down the track. A lot of action going on there trying to get checked up for that. I think Jay Salmon was the one that kind of involved with that, was Zittel trying to get checked up. Not sure if Salmon really has a whole lot of damage, though.
Yeah, Salmon into the back of Zittel for sure. Not sure how much of the racetrack he could really see.
That was a mess.
Yes.
There it is, 6 caution up on the board.
Yay!
Tied for the most in series history, which is quite amazing, by the way, that we've gone a season and a half and 6 was the most. So applaud to the drivers for that, but we're going to have to clean it up here.
Yeah, we had 5 caution-free races in Season 1. None so far in Season 2. Average cautions have been up a little bit, but, you know, still around 2 a race, which is completely reasonable. Average going up tonight. And Bristol to come later this season as well is not going to help that statistic whatsoever. But it's a short track. You expect some of what we've seen, and a couple of times I've used some discretion to throw the cautions, so I've played a role in it, but nevertheless, a couple more incidents. Why can't I say incidents today? A couple more incidents than we would maybe like to see. And also, not what Brantley Gainey wants to see, I'm sure, is Caleb Bensey on the outside of the front row.
Outside of the front row with 30-lap newer tires.
Gainey back to it. Good restart for him. Engrave now will get to the inside of Bensey. Barry to the inside of Ellison for 4th.
That's actually Schlosser Berry behind
Oh, you're right.
400.
You are absolutely right. Schlosser doing a nice job. He's been in the top 5 pretty much all night.
Yeah, those 3 red trucks have been nose to tail or
Yes.
side by side, I think almost every lap tonight.
I think you're right.
Bensey starting to chase down Gainey here.
And certainly the deck is stacked against Gainey here. Like you said, 30-lap older tires. Gainey had good pace in front of Bensey when they were heads-up racing each other, but advantage Bensey. Now here he is to the inside.
Gainey using the outside here to try to keep the momentum on those older tires. Oh, he gets way up the racetrack here into turn 3, though. Bensey will nose out in front, but still side by side here into 1.
Oh, Nathan Reynolds and Dan Miglin have made contact. Reynolds goes through the grass.
And Ingrave is chomping at the bit right here behind the 29 as well. A lot of speed for the 56. Oh, Ellison super loose. Bensey finally able to clear out in front. Gainey starting to slide a little bit. Engrave's gotten around the 22 as well, and now has Ellison on the inside.
Engrave pulling up here to Bensey as Ellison and Gainey battling for 3rd. We have a challenge for the lead on our hands here momentarily.
Ellison still fighting underneath of the 22. Close quarters there. Oh, Ellison a little wiggle there out of 2. Doing a great job of rolling the corners here through turns 3 and 4. Just chipping away little by little. Gets a little high there. Thought Schlosser might try to fill the hole. He just couldn't quite get there.
Engrave had to go at Bensey. Falls back into line, but has the run off of 4. Looks like Bensey has 1 and 2 down better. Engrave has 3 and 4.
Wow, Ellison just
Oh! Somebody went around. I thought. Did they save it? I think they did. Not even sure who it was.
Yeah, I didn't have any incident reports or anything here.
I saw Steve Roman was the one that made the initial contact, but I couldn't see who spun and saved.
Engrave trying to work on the bottom side of turns 3 and 4 here. Really, really good rolling the corners down there.
Salmon, I think, has just had a little spin and save, but has come back up to speed right in front of the battle for the lead.
Now Schlosser and Ellison right back to it. Gainey is trying to hang on these older tires.
I mean, doing a pretty good job, all things considered.
Oh, doing a great... Oh, Ellison, wow!
Oh.
Gainey's just doing a great job of carrying the momentum and then not getting into the wall on exit. It's so easy to do here if you're trying to keep up the momentum, to carry too much speed and then get tight up into the wall on the exits. Setup is pretty loose, so I think it's helping him out a bit.
Yeah, setup is definitely a little bit on the looser side. This track is also, I'm sure, is still pretty hot.
Well, you know, we have access to that, and boy, we said it was going down. It's gone back up 128 degrees now, so pretty much right up to where it was in practice almost. Oh, no! Barry gets loose out of 4, and Roland Holt gets into him.
Holt and Barry teammates get together. Mike Barry with a meatball flag as well. He's going to tow it back to the pits. That is the new record. Caution number 7 is out in North Wilkesboro.
Let's take a look. Barry had been battling with Ellison and Gainey here. And Holt, really, really good drive off of 4. Oh, you can see just how sideways the 28 is here. Go ahead and go far, Chase. You can get a better look at it. Barry just struggling through this corner the whole way. And then as he tries to get the power down, truck just gets completely sideways. Teammate Holt, nowhere to go. Linky Roberts in the chat here as well. Promises he's not messaging and driving on
That's always good.
Because, of course, he can't actually drive. Right?
It's close. I think it's close.
He does drive in real life, though, so I guess
I'm going to say
he could be karting and texting. That would be funny.
Drives on the track. That's way more important and cool than driving on the road. What'd you want to drive on the road for if you can go race?
I certainly wouldn't want to drive on the road if I had the option.
So some of the late holdouts and a couple of other drivers who picked up some damage on the pit road: Gainey, Rainey, Claiborne, Siddles, Reynolds, Salmon, and Klotz. Mike Barry is officially the first retiree from this race, unfortunately. Picked up a meatball flag in that incident. And, man, he did not leave the top 5 at all tonight. So that is a serious disappointment.
Yeah, definitely. He was having great battles. It looked like the 4 of those drivers that were together all night were having a lot of fun. Unfortunately, ends with Barry in the wall. And the race for him being over. Finally past halfway point here. 7th caution up.
"21 of our remaining 25 trucks are on the lead lap. all the way back to Kyle Zittel. It will now be Caleb Ency in control. He will, of course, select the inside. Hunter Engrave will be to his outside. Row 2, Matt Schlosser and Paul Ellison. Very quietly, Josh Kreider's made his way into the top 5 now. Dakota DeMate will line up to his outside in 6. Jeff Smith and Roland Holt on row number 4. And J.J. Wang and Zach Flom in the top 10 here, 9th and 10th.
Yeah, Kreider up 16 positions, by the way. I don't think we've mentioned that.
Just over halfway, still a long way to go. Back underway.
Speaking of Kreider, he's looking for more underneath the 55 here. Dakota maybe really haven't mentioned a whole lot. He's up here.
Oh, we got a big one. Guiman, Salmon, Claiborne, and Peyton all together in a round on the back straightaway. Caution number 8. They're breeding like rabbits.
All right, let's see. We're going down here into turn 1. Rainey is all over the back of the 64 here. Rainey wants to go. And he pushes the 64 up the track a little bit and then tries to get underneath. And I say tries. He does get underneath. And the 64 just sends it up the racetrack, it seems, into the 31. And then it starts the chain reaction here. Oh, boy. Dave Payton, Jay Salmon all get involved in here as well. We could take one more look here, full speed. It's hard to tell. Maybe netcode contact with the 64 that sent him up the track. It was really kind of difficult to tell what happened there.
Well, no meatballs out of that. So that's the good news for some drivers. Holt, Zittel, Claiborne, and Guimond on pit road. And off pit road as well, except for David, I do believe, who is he's having a rough go of things in his debut here tonight. This is a tough one to make your grand entrance into. I'll say that.
Yeah, first short track in series history, chooses this one as the first one. Probably gonna leave a bad taste in his mouth here. Hopefully he'll return.
I think it is going to the tail of the field here, if I'm not mistaken. I thought he beat the pace car off of pit road as well, but apparently not. So he is 2 laps down. Darrell Klotz is now the only truck 1 lap down in 21st. We've got 3 drivers that are 2 down, and Pascal Samard that is 8 down. Okay, well, it's been a very start and stop race, but hopefully it's enjoyable here on Turn 200. Appreciate those of you who are hanging out with us here tonight. Coming to lap 109, Bensi and Engrave back on the front row. We're back underway.
Great start for Bensi here. The top 4 all pretty much get single file. Behind them, it's pretty stacked up. Kreider, DeMade, Smith. J.J. Wang's into the top 10 here as well. He's kind of snuck his way up here after being involved in a couple incidents early.
Smith and Wang actually made contact there in turn 1. Both keep going.
Top 10 all kind of getting sorted out here. Oh, Ellison's loose on the top side.
Just as you say that, it all begins again. Ellison and Kreider side by side. Oh boy, that was tight. Oh,
wasn't
Roman
tight.
loose behind him.
It wasn't tight. It was contact.
It just was.
Zach Flown, Gainey, Dan Miglin almost 3 wide there to turns 3 and 4. Ryder and Ellison still battling here. Oh, looked like a little bit of contact. Ellison trying to get off the wall.
Wow. Tight squeeze behind. McCrider is up to 4th.
Miglin trying to rail the top side here. He sent it hard there on the top
nearly
side into turn 3, but he's getting big runs off the exits.
And Miglin pit under the last couple of cautions. So should have a little bit fresher rubber here.
Reynolds trying to follow the 8. Oh, boy, Ellison super loose contact. They are rubbing here, Ellison and Jeff Smith. Smith up the track in turn 1.
And Smith has liked to run that middle low lane this entire race. Ellison will try his hand underneath.
Oh, boy.
And he's going to pay.
Contact between Gainey and Wang.
Oh,
wow.
Oh. Man, oh, man. Oh, one truck into the inside wall. Darryl Klotz. He's going to pull back onto the track, but he loses several positions here. Caleb Bensey leading, Engrave, Schlosser, Kreider, and DeMade your top 5.
Yeah, and those drivers like what they see. No trucks right behind them. Oh, and Wang pretty loose there off of turn 4. Everybody else back here wants to get free and clear, but just cannot do. Oh! No! Here it goes.
Hang on to it.
He hangs onto it, but it's a huge stack up on the backstretch.
Not out of the woods yet, but the fact that he didn't turn back up in front of the field is a miracle. Oh, 3 wide behind. Oh boy.
That was Claiborne in the middle of that one. Claiborne backs out of it.
Heads up driving there.
Juice Cone lives, lives another day.
How much longer, though? Oh, man. Wang and Vroman are both looking awfully loose here.
Lives to see another day. That's the phrase I was looking for.
Yes.
Finally got to it.
Oh,
no!
Another stack up.
Oh, man. And somebody plows right into it here at the end.
Oh, man.
And the base truck just drives right through him. That always scares me as a driver. Wow, that was a big incident there.
Most of the leaders on the pit road here.
Fortunately, Jaded is going to get put back behind the pace truck. A lot of folks coming into pit as we're going to rack up the replay. Contact was between Wang and the 61 and then Claiborne and the 331. Oh, and Wang just is not quite clear. Right rear contact between the 331 and Wang, and then everybody's trying to get checked up behind him. Oh, Vroman pretty hard into the wall here. Oh, off of both of them. Both Wang and Claiborne forced him up into the wall. Peterson head first into the wall as well. Contact with Salmon. And then I couldn't tell who that was. It may have been Darryl Klotz that he was trying to get through on the bottom and plows into Pascal Simard here. A pretty big front end damage for Klotz, and the rear bumper of Simard comes right off.
So we've got this revolving door of strategies through the field. A nice little Ferris wheel to keep track of, if you will. Brantley Gainey now is back to the front. Nathan Reynolds and Roland Holt. Jeff Oakes, Cody Claiborne, now the top 5. Rainey in 6th, and then Caleb Bensey, who won the race off of pit road. The leader is back to 7th.
And a lot of drivers came down pit road here. Bensey, Engrave, Kreider, Schlosser, Miglin, DeMay, Jeff Smith, Zach Flown, Paul Ellison, Steve Roman, Luke Peterson, Kyle Zittel, and Troy Thomas. And then those folks that were involved in the accident all came in as well and are still in, trying to get damage fixed. From 7th all the way back to about 22nd, came in to pit that time around.
19 trucks on the lead lap, 24 drivers still out on track. Coming to lap 126, Gainey back in control, Reynolds in 2nd, Holt and Oakes, and Claiborne, your top 5.
Reynolds starting on the front row, trying to use some strategy to get some traction.
Oh my, how was that not worse?
I can't believe nobody went around there. Oh, contact between Smith and Engrave as well. Oh, and then Schlosser and Flown get together.
Oh, Smith is loose on the bottom. Keeps
Smith
it off
through
the
the
track.
grass.
That's a great save.
Here comes Roland Holt underneath of Reynolds now. He's going to grab the 2nd position here.
Oh, Dane Miglin clipped the grass in front of Hunter Engrave. It was almost bad.
Brantley Gainey out front with old tires again, much of what we saw the last time. Bensey on new tires already up to 3rd here, and it is not going to be long until he gets around Holt. He's given him the bumper already.
Jeff Oakes just had to make a save down the front straightaway. Oh, and they are all shuffling and beating and banging around him.
Bensey trying to root Holt up out of the groove. Finally able to get underneath of the Tide machine.
Oh, JJ Wang is around. JJ Wang goes around. There are others in the vicinity. That one probably didn't need to come out, but I wanted to make sure. Caution is out. Are we up to 10, or is this 9?
Oh, this is 10.
All right, double digits.
Here's a
That was
replay.
It's a pretty innocent one, considering what we've seen here.
And Oakes gets super loose there. Oakes almost got into him, but it actually didn't start with him, unbelievably. Wang just sends it here into turn 1 and gets completely sideways. Makes contact with Dave Payton. And then Wang, a little bit of contact here with Oakes as well.
Yeah, Jeff Oakes, hats off. He made that save on the front straightaway, had a nearly identical save the lap before, and was put in a much tougher position into turn 1 that time because he was up near the top 5 when that happened. So I'm sure he is not too bummed about this caution coming out to give him a chance to gather himself up here after 2 big saves.
Alrighty.
Just taking it all in here.
We certainly are. So are the viewers. Nothing, definitely not short of any action here. But
I do want to point out. Oh, go ahead.
Well, that was not what Gainey wanted to see. Gainey on old tires had a bit of a lead. Bensy was hot on the heels of his competitors and was probably going to get to Gainey pretty quick, but Bensy will now have the opportunity to get right around the 22 if he gets a good jump here.
I do want to point out the drivers, all of them, had an opportunity to vote 3 tracks on the schedule this season. 1 track that was under 1.25 miles, 1 track that was over 1.25 miles, and 1 road course. This is what they picked for the short track. So, really, if you think about it, I'm just going to gaslight the drivers here. Really, if you think about it, it's their fault that we're here.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. No. I mean, the racing when we've got it has been good, as you would always expect here at North Wilkesboro. It's also a short track. You expect some contact and some spins. Again, just maybe a few more than we would like to see. But still, it's to be expected. Most of the field is doing a pretty nice job here. Gainey and Bensy up front. Gainey back to it. Bensy under fire from Holt to his inside. Now Bensy going to power around the outside. Again, Holt on older tires. So is the race leader, Brantley Gainey.
It was a good start for Gainey, but Bensy on those new tires is just too quick here. Bensy gets to the inside, will surely make the pass here through turns 1 and 2. Oh, almost contact there.
3 wide inside the top 10. I believe that's Reynolds, Schlosser, and Engrave. They get it sorted out. As here's Josh Kreider underneath of Brantley Gainey for second.
And Kreider has just slowly been working his way up through the field all night. Finally into a podium position. Now looking for second.
And we have yet to really see what Josh Kreider can do here in Truck 200 tonight. Is start number 2. He was involved in a caution in the first 20 laps in Nashville Super Speedway. Didn't really get to see what the 48 was all about. But now he's in second, and there's nothing standing in between he and Caleb Bensy.
Also need to mention Dan Miglin having a great run inside the top 5 right now, battling with Roland Holt.
Yeah, I don't think Miglin has much experience on the short tracks. I could be wrong about that. Oh, he clipped the grass down there again and will slap back into line behind Schlosser now. So this is an uncomfortable test for any driver, regardless of experience.
Kreider and Bensy will now play cat and mouse. Kreider trying to reel in Bensy here. The two of them pulling away from the field. Both of them are over a second in front of Gainey in third now. First battle on the track, it's Hunter Engrave, Dan Miglin. Miglin starting to slide back a little bit here.
Peterson and Smith a little bit further back made some contact. Paul Elson just had to make a save down the front stretch.
56 of Engrave able to make that pass stick. We'll put Engrave up to 6th. Schlosser all over the back of Gainey down the front stretch there. Will now pull to the inside. And Schlosser finally able to make that pass.
How about Matt Schlosser up to P3?
Schlosser has had some good runs, just hasn't really been able to put a great one together, but been in the top 5 all night and now in a podium spot.
He's really been in the top 10 pretty much all season. Just on the... Whoa! Somebody just made an incredible save down the backstretch. I'm not so sure it wasn't Cody Claiborne.
Claiborne's been sideways a lot tonight, but really hasn't been around, and not that I can remember anyways, other than
Not of his own doing.
yeah, other than getting caught up in one mess on the backstretch there.
Engrave now to work underneath the Gainey. He fishtails a little bit. Oh, Dan Miglin just got run up on by Kyle Zittel, I think. Zittel sent a bomb underneath the 8.
Gainey's doing a great job on older tires again here this run. We've seen it once already tonight, but putting in the work again now.
Oh, Zittel is loose! Saves it! How?
Oh no!
Oh.
3 wide, it gets into Miglin. And that will bring out the caution.
So Zittel, the slide happened because of contact from Miglin.
Back it up a bit here. You mentioned the contact coming out of 4. Miglin right behind 53. Zittel is trying to stay on the outside. Miglin had a run and got into the back of Zittel. And here's the slide. Miglin trying to slow down. He's going for a crossover now. And then they're in the middle of 3 wide. Or Miglin's in the middle of 3 wide with Ellison and Zittel. And more contact as Miglin goes up the racetrack into the 53. And that just spins him sideways. Very interesting spot for a caution to come out here.
So I'm not really sure who has tires left. We see Gainey, Holt, Reynolds, Rainey, Vroman, Smith, Salmon, Oaks, and Klotz have been on pit road under this caution.
I'm pretty sure, and this won't be the case for everybody, but most of the drivers that just came in likely do not have a set left. I think everybody, or not everybody, but most of the folks that came into pit on lap 121, which is basically everybody from first back on to 12th, I think they still have a set left if they choose to use it. But we're getting to the point here late in the race where if a caution comes out with, 10 to 15 laps to go, I'm not sure a set of tires is really going to be that helpful for you. If you get put back, outside the top 10.
Well, there's been certainly some negative banter over the radios tonight, as you can imagine, but some of these drivers are still yucking it up. That's always nice to get to this point in a short track race and still have people joking around.
Yeah, to get to this point, a short track race with 11 cautions, I think, is the other kicker there. You and I will certainly have a lot of work to do tonight, but still a lot of work left to do on the track as well.
Yes. Yes to both. Lap 156, getting ready to get on the board. Kreider is not getting a good restart here. Here's Schlosser to try and capitalize.
Kreider, big time wheel spin there on the start. Allows Bensi to get way out in front here. Schlosser being pushed by Engrave down here through turns 3 and 4.
They get it sorted out, at least for now. DeMade and Flown behind them, battling for a spot in the top 5. DeMade around the outside takes it. I do want to point out Luke Peterson has been 1 lap down in this race twice. He is up in 7th right now. Actually in 8th, battling for 7th.
Yeah, and a big cluster here behind him. Zittel nearly into the back of Troy Thomas, had to check up. This is where you're going to start seeing some drivers that just came down.
Oh, Miglin around!
I'll back it up here. Try to get maybe a better angle as well. Miglin will be in the middle of 3 wide. Got Vroman here on the top. And actually, it really wasn't 3 wide at the time. Trying to keep it in the middle lane because Holtz is kind of there, but kind of not. He is there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's there enough.
Him and Miglin and Vroman are going to get together. Salmon has to check up, gets a little loose, maybe a little contact as well.
Yeah, certainly Miglin up the track a little bit, Vroman down the track a little bit. When Miglin does make the contact with Vroman, it opens the right rear quarter up for, or the right rear corner rather, for Jeff Smith to make contact with. So that was, I think that was just a racing incident. We've certainly seen more egregious things here today.
Yeah, that's for sure. But it's enough for caution number 12.
Oh, absolutely. Multiple trucks involved, multiple trucks stopped. 12 cautions. That's a lot. It's double of any other race that we've ever had in series history. And you know what? We're not done yet.
You know, it was bound to happen at some
Oh,
point. It
for
just
sure.
happened to be tonight.
Either here or Bristol. Bristol's on the schedule. And I was wrong earlier. I said we had no caution-free races this season. We did have a caution-free race at the Daytona Road Course.
Maybe I just need to not show up to one of these and they'll run caution-free again.
There you go.
Kreider will start on the outside again, looking for a better restart here. Spun the tires big time, just a really, really bad start from Kreider, who's been good on the starts all night tonight. Slipped up a bit there.
Bitsy and Kreider back to it.
Much, much better start for Kreider here.
He's got the lead by a nose down the backstretch. Bitsy has the preferred line, or his preferred line.
Oh, a little bit of contact with the wall from Kreider there.
Bitsy outright with the lead. Looking for his 3rd win on the season. No TJ Crampton tonight. So his points lead is going to absolutely skyrocket, regardless of where he's going to finish this race.
Precious tires on the track. from Brantley Gainey. Came into pit on lap 151. He's already up to 8th. Started well outside the top 10.
Gainey has done a tremendous job navigating the field tonight on his alternate strategies. Oh, Miglin and Salmon got locked together there out of turn 4. I think they're going to keep it going.
Oh, no! Contact between Zittel and Jeff Smith!
Oh, no.
And turns Jeff Smith around on the backstretch. All right, here it is through turns 1 and 2. Roland Holt nearly into Zittel there through the middle of the corner. Zittel trying to get away from the 50 or the no number tied truck here that you can see. Oh, and it looks like Zittel may have come down the track just a bit. I'm going to back it up and go to a little better camera angle here. See Zittel. Zittel's kind of loose here off the corner. And just can't quite hang on to it. The nose of the truck is yacht out to the left side, and that's where the contact with Jeff Smith occurs. Turns Smith around. Holt gets up into the wall. Reynolds and Ellison, a little bit of contact, trying to both get down to the bottom of the racetrack, but minimal contact for the two of them. And that is caution number 13.
Are you feeling lucky about it?
Not at all.
I don't think Bensy is either. I think he is tired of having to fend off good restarts from Josh Kreider here.
Yeah, Kreider, incredible restart there from Kreider on that last restart. Right alongside the 29 the entire way down the front stretch through turns 1 and 2, and then for the next lap and a half or so. Hey, Jacob Nagy's in the chat.
I was very, very close to calling this the very East Boone at 200K for our friend Jacob Nagy. Very close. We went a different direction, though.
Nagy says he's feeling lucky. Well, maybe he'll bring us some good luck and get us some green flag laps to end this one.
Well, I will say, this race has only been going on for an hour and 15 minutes. It certainly has felt longer than that, but that's really not that much time.
Yeah, it has felt longer, but yeah, you're right. I mean, an hour and 15 is still a normal, or actually kind of a quick race here.
Lap 174 on the board this time. Kreider again having trouble on the restart. Here's Engrave to the inside.
Kreider, not a great start. Now he has to fight for second with Engrave and Schlosser, who's right behind him. Kreider able to clear down here.
Oh, it's a mess behind him. Oh, no. Ellison goes around.
Oh, and a bunch of them pile in here. Salmon, Holt, Samard, Miglin was in there.
Oh, man.
I think Daryl Klotz as well.
It's been a rough night for Daryl Klotz. Haven't talked a whole bunch about it, but it's been a tough night for a lot of drivers.
Number 14. What do you say?
All right. Let's get to the replay. Didn't quite see where this one started, so we'll have to take a look. Oaks and Vroman are fighting here. Oh my goodness. Ellison and Zittel try to make it work on the inside. They're nearly 4 wide there. That definitely doesn't work here. Contact between Zittel and Ellison. A little bit of contact there for Reynolds as well. But those two are going to bring some other drivers trying to get checked up into this thing. See Miglin, Samard, Salmon there in the 67 gets turned around. Holt. Klotz just kind of tries to come to a stop there on the outside and waits for everybody else to clear. Pretty big incident. One of the bigger ones here tonight.
One of. It's in the top 4.
Yes.
Oy
All
vey.
right. You know what? At this point, let's just go for 20. How about
25! 25, baby. We got 3 green light checkers. We could sneak 2 or 3 other. Well, yeah, let's get 19. That's the number we're shooting for here.
14th caution of the evening.
Brantley Gainey. What is the lap difference on the tires from Gainey to the drivers in front of him? Because he is knocking on the door of a top 5. I'm sure he wants some green flag laps.
Yeah, tire difference is exactly 30 laps. He came in on lap 151. Everybody there in front of him came in on lap 121. Now, there haven't been many green flag laps, so that is working to the benefit of those in front of him. But Gainey definitely working his way up through the field.
Yes, even though not a lot of green flag laps on the Tony 2's tires, a lot of heat cycles, and that will have a similar effect. But still, fresher rubber on this 22 as he restarts in 6th. Field doubled up a lap ahead of time all by themselves. I think the guys in the front want to race. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I think they're itching to get after it here. I don't blame them.
Bensey certainly is. He's gotten really good getaways on the last 50% of the restarts. The other 50%, Kreider has been all but on the right side door, the 29. Engrave and Schlosser in 2nd. Flaum, Gainey on row 3. Claiborne, Oaks, row 4. Vroman and Gainey, the top 10. Back to it.
Better start for Kreider, but still not great
Oh!
contact between him and Engrave.
Three wide, further back in the pack. Oh, Troy Thomas is up the track and around. Oh, and there's more trouble in turn 1 now.
Oh my!
It's a mess all the way around. There's 15. Troy Thomas, I think, is going to go down into the grass, come back up the track. And then I'm not even sure who went around. It might have been Cody Claiborne in a completely separate incident.
Yeah, let's try to take a look and see what happened to Thomas here first. They're 3 wide in front of him. Reynolds, Wang, and Vroman 3 wide. Wow, that's quite the group.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and as we're getting down here into turn 3, Ellison gets into the right rear of Thomas and sends him down into the grass. Thomas comes back up the track. Contact with Salmon. And I'm trying to see if he makes contact with Zittel. Zittel goes over the curb to try to avoid it. Good job of doing that. And then, oh, wow, we're a little jumbled up here. Claiborne gets loose. Oh, and Rainey gets into the back of him here, into turn 1. The A couple of incidents there. I say we go to Irwindale next time. Let me go at it.
It was on the list. It'll be on the list again next season.
Not the regular, though.
Oh, the figure 8 with the jump?
Yeah.
There you go. You heard it here first. Irwindale figure 8 with the jump. Season 3 of Truck 200.
Season 3 All-Star Race.
Why not? At this point, why not? The Venom Truck Series can go to Lernerville. We can go to Irwindale figure 8.
I'm excited to see some trucks get blown into somebody's backyard there at Lernerville.
Oh, man.
What a wild backstretch that is.
We are closing in on 10 to go. I think we're going to restart with 11 to go. Bensty and Kreider up front. Brantley Gainey did not make up any spots on that restart. So still back in 6th. With Zachary Flaum, who we really have not mentioned at all tonight, to his inside. Awesome to see Flaum up here in the top 5. And on row 2, Hunter Engrave and Matt Schlosser, who also have been in the top 5 pretty much all night. But 11 more times around to bring it home. Wow, Kreider, not a good restart again. Here's Engrave trying to capitalize, but Kreider going to get a good run off the outside, at least for now.
Yeah, almost the same restart that we had last time. As Engrave and Kreider still battling. Schlosser trying to... Oh, and some contact! Engrave up the
Oh! Engrave doesn't want to give it up now. Oh, we're wrecking big time. Oh, boy. Vroman, Reynolds, Oaks, Wang, Holt, Smith, Peterson, Ellison. Goodness gracious, they're still piloting. The drivers voted for this. Never forget. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the drivers who are behaving tonight.
I finally lost it.
Yeah, I'm about there too.
I've been trying to keep it professional, but we are the ringleaders tonight.
This has certainly been the 3-ring circus of Truck 200.
Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Oh, wow. Actually, in front of them, Jeff Oaks is already sideways. Let's see what happens there first. Oaks comes down here. He tries to get down on the inside line. Reynolds is there. The Oaks is going to go sideways. Vroman piles into the back of Oaks, then gets into J.J. Wang. Oaks is still on the slide for his life here. Out of turn number 2, gets back into Vroman, and this is where everybody gets stacked up. I'm trying to find folks that were involved. Here we go. Ellison goes just head on into the concrete barrier. A lot of drivers involved here.
Jay Salmon and Paul Ellison got meatball flags out of that, but they have both already got their service and gotten away. So it must have been quick repairs. Not literally, but fast work by the crews to get repairs done. And we go again.
16th caution of the night. We will restart with... It'll be 4 to go here when we come to the restart.
So the most cautions we're going to hit is 20. If we could just get to the white flag, we can end it at 16. 10 more than the original record.
Kreider looking for a good restart here. He's had a couple, but he struggled the last 2 restarts.
Bensey with a good getaway in the restart zone. Kreider still a little bit loose. Schlosser to the inside. Oh, Schlosser with contact. Kreider rolls around the outside and holds on to second.
Gainey on fresher tires right on the heels of Engrave. He's trying to work his way through here. Just really nowhere to go. Oh, Engrave and Flaum right here together. Here comes Reynolds on the outside.
Oh, Steve Roman is loose.
Oh, no. Gainey's in the wall.
Oh, and they're wrecking. Vroman and Smith got together, and they couldn't get unhooked. They both went up into the wall, and we're going to overtime.
Take a look at a replay here. Down here in turn 1, Smith goes up the track into Vroman. That gets Vroman sideways right at the beginning of turn 1. DeMade trying to get around the outside of him here. They are 4 wide on exit, and it just doesn't work. Vroman and Smith still connected. Oaks into the back of Zittel. Then gets down into Miglin. Peterson. I think that might be Samard. Just a lot of people involved again here. This is overtime opportunity number 1.
We've been able to get 2 laps done pretty consistently.
Have we?
So maybe, I mean, yeah. We got 2 laps in that time. Wrecked on the 3rd. All we need to do is get to the white flag.
Boy, we got a sound bite on the board for this night. You know what there's been a lot of? They're rubbing and tugging!
Yes. A lot of that. Yep. Maybe 2 laps to bring it home here. Next time around. We are over 200 laps. 202 this time.
They keep fooling me. They keep going double file on
Yeah,
their own.
they
and
got
I
me
keep thinking
too.
We're coming to the restart here. I took the overlay off and everything.
So unless there is a track blocking incident on the final lap, the white flag will be the last until the checkers. And a track blocking incident, to be fair, that blocks the leader from crossing the line safely. They could block it all they want down the backstretch on the last lap. That doesn't matter. One more time. Bensey with another good one. Kreider better get away this time.
Oh, Engrave with contact sends the energy up the line. Schlosser loose.
Wow, Zach Flaum got through there into third.
Incredible work by Zach Flaum. Bensy to the stripe. This is it. Kreider gaining on Bensy, but will he have enough time?
Kreider
sends it! He's going to try and Chastain it! Bensy wins race number 3 on the season. Kreider will bring it home on second. Zach Flaum on the podium.
And we're piling in here to turns 1 and 2. I love it. Caleb Bensy fights off restart after restart to maintain the lead and take home the victory here at North Wilkesboro.
Wow.
He's going to do a little drift session all the way around the racetrack to celebrate.
This one, mercifully, is over. The points leader takes his 3rd win of the season. And we'll get to talk to not only Caleb Bensy, but also Josh Kreider, who is most certainly, I believe at least, the hard charger tonight. Actually, maybe not. I think Nathan Reynolds has him beat. So, nope. No, I'm wrong again. No, it is Josh Kreider. So Kreider will take second. Zach Flaum then, with the big move on the final lap, will take the final podium spot. As career best finishes for both of those gentlemen, as well as Matt Schlosser, I do believe, in 4th. Brantley gaining a top 5. The strategy doesn't quite work out for him to get back up to the front, but a good run nonetheless to get back to the top 5. Hunter Engrave then in 6th, Nathan Reynolds in 7th, Garrett Rainey in 8th, Dakota DeMade in 9th, and J.J. Wang rounds out your top 10. Cody Claiborne 11th, Roland Holt in 12th, Kyle Zittel in 13th, Jeff Oakes 14th, Dan Miglin in 15th, Troy Thomas and Jeff Smith then the final trucks on the lead lap. Jay Salmon will finish 1 lap down in 18th, Luke Peterson 1 down in 19th, Dave Payton 1 down in 20th. Steve Roman, I think, is going to be a DNF at the end of this one. Will finish in 21st. Pascal Samard, 22nd. Paul Ellison, DNF in 23rd. Darrell Klotz, 24th. David Guimond, not the debut he was looking for here tonight, will finish in 25th. And Mike Berry, the 26th and final finisher here tonight. As we move along straight away to podium interviews after a race that has happened in series history, but it'll be a memorable one for Zach Flaum fans out there as he rounds out the podium here tonight for the very first time in his Truck 200 career. Nice work there, driver 20.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it was quite the race. Not gonna lie, it was a little hectic on those last few restarts.
I think it was about 50 to go, and I was like, oh, we really haven't called out Zach Flaum's name a whole lot, but here he is up in the top 5. So you snuck up on us. How did you get it done here?
Yeah, I just kept staying out when people pitted. Dakota was right behind me, and he pitted for some reason. I don't even think he knows why he pitted, but that's besides the point. And then just kind of chugged along, got the cautions, and then on that last one, Hunter just kind of gave me a little bump into 1 and just kind of pushed me into Matt. Feels bad that I kind of moved him out of the way, but I had nowhere to go, so got me to the podium. I'll take it.
You know what they say, that's short track racing.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you got for Zachary here?
Well, congrats on the P3. You got a good restart there at the end, but a lot of restarts there at the end of the race. We saw a lot of drivers spinning their tires. How difficult was it trying to get a drive off of turn number 4 on the restarts there?
I know a lot of people were trying to start in 2nd, and I just started at 3rd. I took the maybe a little bit slower start and was able to plant them, and it got me going perfectly fine. So second wasn't really helping, third was working, and I just let it do what it had to do. So
you got it done. I say it did what it was supposed to do. Absolutely. Anybody you want to thank or shout out here?
Yeah, let's shout out Sunset Arctic Games, buy Echo Blade on Steam, and then shout out Huey's Critters on Zazzle. Cool dinosaur shirts, some other dinosaur memorabilia and stuff. So shout out those guys.
I'm glad we got a driver from Team Echo Blade on Steam in the broadcast booth tonight, because the good word on the street is that Echo Blade is on sale right now on Steam.
See, I didn't even know that, and I'm on the team, so.
Well, there you go. I talked a little bit with Dakota earlier. I said, you better get up on the podium tonight, otherwise I'm going to forget. But you were the next best thing, because you reminded me. Yeah, the link is in the description. So go buy Echo Blade on Steam. You got no excuse now.
Yeah, do what he said.
There you go. Congrats on the podium here tonight, partner.
Thanks, guys.
We will now talk to our second place finisher, Josh Kreider. Tried the Chastain move there at the end of this race, but man, what a race for you here tonight. Congrats on the podium.
Hey man, I appreciate it. I don't know what to say. Like, going in, I didn't even own this track, and bought it right before we went into the race. I was like, well, dang, I know what to do here, and it worked.
So the hard charger tonight, you go plus 19. Talk me through your race. Talk me through trying to pass, trying to navigate crashes, and then finding your way to the front of the field eventually.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge going through and working through around some of the trucks that are out there. They couldn't really, they were charging too hard, and their right front was pushing up and, causing some incidents there. And honestly, I got lucky coming up through a few of the wrecks and missed them. But once we got to the top 5 and you really had your smooth drivers that could run good laps and got out of the hornet's nest, it was just, focusing on hitting your marks, saving your tires, because knowing that I wouldn't pit again, and to really, try to go throughout the race and perform well, and that, it worked out a little bit.
Matt, what do you got?
Well, Josh, congrats on the P2. Talk to me about the restarts there at the end. You had quite a few shots at it, and it looked like you're spinning your tires a bit. Wasn't really able to get it square off the corner is what it kind of looked like when Bensi started to go there. How difficult were those?
Yeah, there just wasn't any grip on the outside when you would get going. I feel like the outside line was dominant when it comes to the restart itself, but whenever you would, gun it or get going, you see kind of everybody all night struggling a little bit on the outside. Probably, the second place driver was the one struggling the most because they had to anticipate the leader going. But once we got rolling there, it was okay. But if you look like on the replay that you guys are showing there, the outside drivers just really struggled to get going. I think that's from the dirt grit and the tire model being on the worn tires really affects you negatively there. But if you can time it right and get lucky, you can have a shot at it, and I had a shot at it.
Absolutely, you had a shot at it. You took it there in the final lap. I think Bensi was a little confused, but nevertheless, you take second here tonight, and it's great to get you up at the front of this field. Didn't get to see a whole lot of you at Nashville Super Speedway before things kind of went sideways, but a fantastic run here tonight. Anybody you want to shout out or say hi to here?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm racing with a heavy heart this weekend. Lost my grandma, and we're getting ready to have her funeral on Wednesday. So I know that she was looking down on me when I was doing this race on Saturday night. I had a league race where I was leading. A guy just really took me out on the final lap. I wasn't going to take the leader out there. And if you notice, I got to his back bumper and I just completely hooked it right. I just wanted to give you all a show for the fans at home that sat there and kept watching through the caution fest there in the middle of the race. So give you all a little excitement, something to holler about. And because I'm a clean driver, I'm not going to do that. But I appreciate everybody watching at home. You guys have a heck of a broadcast. I can tell you that it's really good, and doing it in house is awesome. I appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to Rubbered Up Productions, NJB Designs, Premium Stock Car Racing League, are my sponsors, Admin Box, Butt Kicker, those guys that have supported me for a while. I certainly appreciate it. And shout out to my brother, my mom, my dad, and Granny. I know you're looking from heaven above smiling, so I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for the kind words, partner, and all the best to you and yours here in this difficult time. We appreciate you coming out and racing and doing it well. So congrats on the podium here tonight, partner.
Absolutely. Hottest free agent out there. Someone come grab me.
There you go. And now we'll talk to our race winner. It's his third checkered flag of the season. Caleb Bensey is going to walk away with it here. And I'm sure the average speed here tonight will be about a walking pace. But Caleb Bensey, you led a lot of laps here tonight. First of all, congratulations. But second of all, what was your short track experience level before tonight? And do you think you got your fill?
Yeah, obviously, thanks. Yeah, short track experience isn't, I mean, outside of like street stocks, like rookie, but I love I love watching short track racing. It's probably my favorite types of tracks NASCAR and them go to, but don't really drive a lot, but I love like the technicality of it. And obviously a lot of braking, especially these trucks, you don't really have that much at all. So I was looking forward to it. North Wilkesboro is a unique track. I've never raced that either. So I was pretty excited. I knew like from practice, didn't really have the single lap pace, but I think with the track heating up, I think just not making a mistake and not missing the corner just got you a pretty good lap time in qualifying. So I was pretty happy to be second. And then after that, I feel like definitely had good long run pace, was able to save the tires pretty well with also having pretty good speed. So, I mean, ultimately it all worked out in the end, but man, would have loved to have that go green because I feel like over a long stint, I feel like definitely had the advantage, but ultimately it all worked out for sure.
Yeah, so the league record for cautions before this race was 6. Did we end up with 17, Matt? Is that where we ended up with?
I do believe it was 17.
So 17 restarts. You were in the top 5, I think, for all but 2 of those restarts. How do you keep your head in it, knowing that all the action is kind of going on behind you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting pretty frustrated. Like it just seemed like it was the same thing over and over and over and over. Like it's, I mean, I guess that's part of short track racing and iRacing, but I mean, still it's frustrating. But yeah, I mean, I had a couple restarts where I was kind of buried in the pack and didn't plan on making aggressive moves, but like you didn't realize the pace difference, I guess, from the tires you were on, the tires they were on. And so chucked in there kind of hard a couple times, like a couple little gaps opened up, so tried to take them. Because if that would have went green, I wanted to try to build a big gap to some of those guys also on fresh tires, and thankfully both times I was able to do that. But yeah, just the leader had a pretty good advantage because with being on the inside, you can kind of just almost diamond or shortcut the corner coming off on exit. As long as you didn't get too much wheel spin or anything like that, you were pretty good. So a lot of those restarts were just kind of not screwing up, I guess, and just hitting your marks for the last 2 laps there and keeping it clean.
Matt, what do you got?
Well, congrats on the win. A little bit unconventional with all the restarts there at the end. I know restarts as a leader usually is what you don't want, but seemed like you just had it dialed in here tonight. I mean, it looked like you were pretty comfortable on those restarts, and from our vantage point, it almost seemed like you had nothing to worry about up there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Considering like restarts for a truck race, if you're the leader at majority of races, you're gonna not be too excited about it or be terrified about what's gonna happen. But yeah, thankfully with how they seem to be going, at least for me, I really wasn't too concerned. It was more just short run pace. Like I said, wasn't quite where I wanted it, and like I could see like Josh behind me before those yellows started coming out, because like he was sliding a lot, and so I was just maintaining and hoping to pull away towards the end, but unfortunately those yellows kind of kept it level. But yeah, in terms of the actual restart, it wasn't too worrying. It was just kind of getting through those 2 laps cleanly and not giving him a chance, which I don't know if he said what he was aiming to do on that last corner, but yeah, I don't know. That seemed iffy to me, but thankfully he didn't make any contact.
I think he decided he wanted to pull the Chastain move, but didn't decide that until about halfway through the turn. Yeah. I will say, Dakota got the fastest lap in practice by doing that by almost 0.4 of a second.
Yes.
And I was worried somebody was going to bust it out on the last lap, and he did it about 50%. I still don't know if it would have happened though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I believe him, but the fact that he almost missed my right rear corner by a couple inches made me question that a little bit. But because all I see is a car flying in about 30 miles per hour faster than me on the last corner of the last lap, so that didn't make me too happy. But I mean, ultimately it all worked out. Didn't make contact or anything, so yeah, I'll happy to get that win.
There you go. Anybody you want to shout out or say hi to?
Yeah, obviously, race first, amigos Takira, Blossom Road Flowers, all them, family and friends. And my dad's downstairs watching the Steelers and Steelers and this game right now, or this race right now. So shout out to him. I know my grandma's watching as well. So shout out to all you guys, and yeah, happy to get another win. That's a pretty satisfying one for sure.
Lots of partying of late with the Bensi clan, I'm sure. With, all your success here and elsewhere, I'm sure. So congrats on the win here tonight, and keep them coming.
Yep, we'll do. Thank you, guys.
Oh, God. We have a lot of work to do. So we'll make this a quick off here. Matt, anything you want to say to the people out in Turn 200 land before we wrap up tonight?
Well, I think we need to give a big shout out to the viewers that stuck around through all the cautions here tonight. Still saw a lot of great action here at North Wilkesboro. We knew it was going to be a good one. A little bit different than the ones that we've seen up to this point there in the Venom Truck Series. But shout out to the viewers that were hanging out with us here tonight and stuck through it. Jacob Nagy, Flinky Roberts, Caitlin McLaughlin, and Dan Midland, who was on the track, was in the chat here a little bit earlier tonight. So shout out to you guys. And shout out to everybody that's watching. Of course, no broadcast tomorrow. Venom Truck Series is on their hiatus between Season 6 and Season 7. But good stuff coming up this week, Tommy.
Absolutely. Wednesday night, the debut of the ASRL, Southern Shores Realty Sports Car Championship here on Turn 200. I believe it's their third season of sports car competition, but it's their first season with GT3, GT4 multi-class racing. It is going to be exciting. Not only that, it's going to be at the Red Bull Ring, which just makes it that much more exciting. So that is what we got on tap for you, a 20-minute dash and a 40-minute feature on Wednesday night. 2 races, double the fun. It'll all be right here all season, all 10/20 races on Turn 200. Speaking of 20 races, we're halfway through the revival season of Maximum Velocity. They will be back in action on Thursday night at Matt Williamson Super Speedway, a.k.a. Nashville Super Speedway. And then, of course, on Sunday, the top split strength of field, week number 2 of the official calendar for the Mission R Challenge at Alton Park. So those are the next 3 nights of racing we've got for you. And then we'll be back here, maybe if the league doesn't implode on itself, next week with some more action for Truck 200. And, of course, next week we are at the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah!
Oh, sweet, merciful Jesus. Yes, shout out to all the drivers who came out here tonight. And again, hoping the best from the Ryan Dye camp, and if he happens to see this. Also, want to give a shout out, of course, to all the drivers. But the 3 drivers that ended up with a 0X, no, it doesn't pay money like in the Daredevil series, but it's quite the feat to do it here at North Wilkesboro, especially considering 17 cautions and 3 drivers that had over 25 incident points in this race. Caleb Bensi, Matt Schlosser, and Hunter Engrave all ended up with a 0X at the end of this one. So fantastic work by them. That is all we got for you here tonight. Happen to leave this one behind in virtual North Wilkesboro. For the Goat Master Matt Williamson, I'm Tommy Cook. Until we meet again next week at Atlanta, we say so long from Wilkesboro, where Caleb Bensi takes his 3rd win on the season.